Good morning, water signs, and welcome. I'm David from Warriors in Light Astro-Tarot, and we're doing a element sign for this full moon in Sagittarius, guys. See how it's hitting everybody. Now, before I get into the reading, which looks really cool, I really like this reading for you guys. Coming in with the Cancer card, like Chariot. And ending with the Magician, was it got to be all about Mercury, which on this full moon's at 0 degrees Mercury. You know, still in shadow, but having popped out of the fixed earth of Taurus. So let's see if you're a Cancer, you're going to be sextile to this energy going on in Taurus. And the big thing on this full moon, of course, the full moon's 23 Sag. I'm a Sag, on my sun. And it's just, I like to say too, this is a really sweet full moon. I think maybe it's because I'm a Sag, but you know, summer's starting, should be getting warmer out. God willing, it'll be clear, and you know, I think it's a great full moon if you can at all get out there on the beach to a drum circle, or in the woods, or in the backyard on your fire pit, or on the porch, you know, or on the balcony, and just kind of get under the full moon. Sag is all about getting outdoors, and it should be like a lightness and a release kind of energy, I would hope, and which it could be good for water people. You know, I have a Cancer moon, and not only that, but all my Sag energy, well, a lot of it, I have 4 planets in Sag, all in the 4th house. It's controlled by that moon. So, and I got a Venus in Scorpio. It's my only fixed energy. So it's very strong energy for me. So I pretty much carry a lot of water myself. And I'm feeling it. I feel like I've been really kind of, you know, deep into it for a while. And I'm feeling the release. It's not only that, but you've got Jupiter and Aries is a big release. It's the great benefic. It's at 5 degrees. It's not really slowing down that much yet for retrograde. So it's just kind of banging in Aries. And you've got Mars hitting the Charon wound. It's been really prominent in the readings. I'm not sure I'm seeing that so much here. It could be with this 8 of Cups talking about the Charon wound, because, you know, I like the idea of walking away. This is your challenge position, because with the Charon wound right now on this full moon, so you got to kind of look at the full moon, how it's setting up. And you've got Mars punching through Charon right now by conjunction in Aries at 16 degrees. And that's potentially a good energy to just kind of where you're punching through something. If you're Pisces, of course, you've got Neptune. It's going to be at 25 degrees, exactly square my sun. And by conjunction can be a little tough, but your own planet. So if you're a spiritual person, it could be talking about really kind of being a spiritual time for you as well. The lower, of course, with pretty straightforward. I think with Neptune, even though it's all a lot of fuzzy. When you're Pisces, you have strong Pisces archetype. It's your ballywick. You know, it really depends upon, I think, how you're expressing it. You know, it's always on that spectrum. Energetically, from lower to higher energetic expression, and the lower is always the addiction and all that, you know, but the higher levels is Zen Satori, you know, meditative pure connection with spirit, because, you know, Neptune is everything you can't wrap your knuckles on, is what I try to tell people. Taurus is everything you can wrap your knuckles on, and you know, Neptune is everything you can't. Everything that you can't see, everything that's spiritual. But you guys also are sextile to this energy in Taurus, where you've got Venus. Another big element of this moon is that Venus is hitting the North Node. And I think it speaks also to Mercury being at 0 degrees, because Venus on the North Node is a lot about connecting, I think, with values. You know, especially if you're a spiritual person, it's like, what is it that we really value? And that's good energy for you guys, because the sextile is that energy that you can take into your hands and work with. It's something that, you know, maybe you haven't seen to do it, but if you put your mind to it, or look at it, or make the effort, it just comes right now. And it could be around that Charon wound too. for you guys. And with the I see kind of the retrograde here, so I just think the retrograde's been a lot about values just in general. I like to look at like where things are specifically in a chart, but I'm just going to talk in general. So, you know, with Scorpios, I think with Scorpios, again, with the sextile energy, you got to go to Pluto over there in retrograde, even though it's at a late degree, so especially a late degree Scorpio. I think any Scorpio, you know, that's again that you can take that up, that Scorpio energy, that's your bailiwick, Pluto there, and change something solid, you know, where it's in Capricorn, and change something in a way that helps you grow. That could kind of be what the Eight of Cups is. You know, walking away from that corny thing you hear in tarot all the time, that which doesn't serve you, but it's something emotional not serving you. And with the Cancer card, the Chariot, it's not only using the will, and but to me, it's like you see they're going through the stars here, and it's aligning with our spiritual values. And also, I think that too is a lot of what the Venus on this full moon hitting the nodes is about, the North Node, is and somehow getting into alignment with what it is that we value, because I think that's what's been going on since the end of April with this whole Mercury retrograde, is it's causing us to go inside and really think about, this is about what do we need, because it's opposite what? Scorpio. So what is it that we need that might be holding us back? In Scorpio, where Venus is in detriment, where mine is, and what is it that we need to let go of emotionally, that we're sort of hanging? It's where the South Node is too. It's that energy of we're comfortable with it, but we're bringing in the Chiron now, because Mars is hitting Chiron. You know, that's in there trying to punch through. Mars is a warrior, bro. This is a time where if you want, you can punch through that Chiron wound. And that could be getting out of that comfort zone, which is often, you know, can be energy that's not necessarily serving us, you know, like the Eight of Cups is walking away emotionally, something that doesn't serve us. And we're coming in here really strong. I think this speaking to probably, leave me a message if you're interested, if this is resonating, you know, that you're a spiritual person, you're already in some kind of alignment, you're, you know, lining up with your this North Node energy. You know, it's gonna, wherever North Node and South Node is in your chart, you know, as it's going through Taurus here, you're bringing yourself into some kind of alignment here, even in opposition. You know, in opposition, it's really kind of can be challenging, you know, but the nodes now had some time, been in Taurus for a little while, they're moving along, and they're going to be meeting Uranus. That'll be a big one for Scorpios. They meet at 18 degrees, so anything near 18 degrees, get prepared for that. I think it's like July. I'll do a reading on that. It's a big one. That's going to be a big one. It'll be one for the world. That's when that happens. You know, I think right now we're in a little window where it's kind of going to be good. This juicy energy of the moon here in Sag, I think it's good. Hopefully you're doing good. I think it's time that, if right now, get out and do what you need to do. It's summer, it's like planting season, so get out there, because I think by fall it's just gonna fucking be a clusterfuck probably. So more we can kind of prepare, the more advances we can make now, you know, the better off we'll be when the clusterfuck comes later in the year, type of energy. So, and then this is your advice from Spirit, which is the Two of Swords, and coming in under advice, you know, it's just crossing her heart. And I think it goes, always kind of look at these together, because this is the challenge card. And, you know, it could be this is kind of opposite advice, because you're water signs. They often say, you know, get out of your head and get into your heart. I think this is the opposite, because this is advice. It's like you need to get into your head and figure something out. And this is kind of where this Mercury, remember, this is Mercury, Magician. And now this is going to be for the next few weeks as Mercury picks up steam, be leaving its shadow in a minute and picking up steam. And I think as the week goes on, you're going to more and more get clear about whatever this Mercury retrograde is meant for you, and sort of like helping us to kind of prepare for right now when we have the Venus on the North Node. And, you know, and how so are you now aligning yourself with your highest values, you know, that Cancer Chariot too. And this could be, you know, whatever it is that you're not seeing. You're probably not going to see it because your emotions are in the way. That might be around the Charon wound, you know. Like if you're a strong water sign, and you might never really see what it's like to be clear. If you don't have like an aqua moon or a Capricorn moon or something that bring that click. I'm like that. Like I feel like I'm always underwater. And there's a lot of advantage to it. Intuitive as hell, and, you know, emotionally available and everything. But it's hard for me to get clear. By the way, lion's mane mushroom, 2,000 milligrams a day. I highly recommend it in the morning. It's a little bit of an upper. It's ADHD med, natural. You can't hurt yourself with it. Holy shit, has it been amazing for me. It's been like 6 weeks, and my brain fog is like gone. You know, because too, it can kind of be, it's not really, it could be brain fog, but it's kind of like, because we're just so, you've got the Chariot, Cancer, 8 of Cups walking away, and so maybe it's a lot of what this around is like we're kind of underwater, and we need to get a little distance, you know, we need to bring in that aqua energy, and which is, you know, a little detached, and a little, might feel a little cold to you. Maybe a friend. If you've got a friend, you know, that you trust, this is so important, why it's important to have friends, but particularly if you're Scorpio, it's a lot to ask, but maybe you have a friend that you really trust, you could kind of open up a little bit to, and say, you know, help me with whatever it is that I'm maybe not seeing, because you're emotionally kind of caught up in it. And maybe what that Charon wound is about, it's like if you were to really see it, it would just kind of make you cry. You know, it hurts you, because I think the energy that's going to be with Mars punching through Charon, it's going to hurt. You know, it's like, I keep making the football analogy, but if you ever played football, I mean, you hit a guy running hard, I mean, it hurts. And if it goes right, you know, you knock them the fuck down and you keep going and get to the goal line. But in doing that, I mean, it does hurt. It's like you're paying a price. So as Mars hits Charon, the beauty of it is that there's an opportunity to punch through this Charon wound and integrate it, get on the other side of it. I just think it's going to be something for you. It's going to take your thoughts and getting that kind of distance. But the outcome is the Magician. And I think I love how you come in with the Chariot and go out with the Magician. And I just think that more and more means that as Mercury moves into Gemini further and further, it's going to be this energy that is you getting clearer and clearer, and maybe kind of realizing that you have all the tools that you, this is all about having all the tools you need, you know. You have this elemental read, so this is having all the elements, you know, fire and air and earth and water. And maybe that's what you need by bringing your mind into it, getting some clarity and a little bit of distance from it emotionally. It actually brings you into this kind of balance, and you realize now that you're really set up to do whatever you need to do. To me, it becomes a very positive reading, you know. You're going to have this experience where somehow or another you're going to punch through this Charon wound. It's going to hurt one way or another, but on the other side of it, you're coming out of it with this Magician energy, and I'd say it puts you in a good position to, through the next couple months, accomplish whatever it is you want to accomplish, possibly in really creative ways, you know, ways maybe there's, when this is all over, you're going to see that there's now ways of doing things that you didn't even think of before, that's going to suddenly make what seemed really hard to do before, now that you kind of walked away from this emotional energy that's not serving you, you're kind of free and clear, you know. Kind of a release energy with this the whole full moon to me. And bottom line, I should have said at the beginning, it's a release energy, guys. So let me know what you think of that. I appreciate it. Channel's doing pretty good. Like, share, and subscribe. Hashtag my Mexican expat life. My new channel, if you have any interest in moving overseas maybe or something, or know anybody that does, here in Cancun, Mexico. The first video up, just a walkthrough of the house, to meet my fiance here. And I talk about the price of rent and everything. It's really for people who are interested in maybe doing this or snowbirding or something. A lot of younger people are doing it now because you can work online. And if you work online in Europe or the US, you're getting paid in the euro or the dollar, and you're living here on the cheap, and it's safe, and the people are so cool, and the country is huge. There's deserts and mountains and lakes and oceans, of course, and beaches. I just love this country, guys. But love you. Thank you.